Hey everyone. Now that we've successfully made it through Security Awareness Month, the U.S. government has decided to give us a reminder of why security awareness is actually a 12-month-a-year job. And so October is behind us, and then starting right off in the beginning of November, we have this report coming out in Forbes, came out on Sunday, November 3rd, talking about a report that came out, or an alert that came out from CISA, which is our government cybersecurity agency. And in this alert, which is hot off the presses as of October 31st, the headline there is Foreign Threat Actors Conducting Large-Scale Spear Phishing Campaigns with RDP Attachments. So that turned into this headline from Forbes, which is New Microsoft Windows Password Warning. Stop doing this now, U.S. government says. So it's very interesting how an alert talking about RDP shows up in Forbes as a password warning. But the meat of the matter is when you get down into the CISA report, they're talking about RDP, and which is remote desktop. And that's a very common tool that threat actors use to gain access to networks and other people's infrastructure is through remote desktop protocol, RDP. And so what CISA is saying is there is a foreign hostile threat actor that is actively using RDP connections to connect and attack networks here in the U.S. But then there's another list beyond those three, which is pretty substantial, but a lot of it is just recycled things that we've talked about all along in terms of security awareness. The next most important thing they list here is enabling multi-factor authentication. And, you know, we've talked about multi-factor authentication all the time, a lot, and it's really important. So if anyone out there is not using MFA, you know, this is just another warning from the CISA, you know, the government watchdog, to install multi-factor authentication. The next thing they're talking about is adopting phishing-resistant authentication methods. You know, this is a little bit more advanced, but what they're trying to talk about here is some MFA is still using SMS messaging. So you're texting a code to your phone, and then you're typing that code into whatever application you're trying to log into as part of your MFA. The government is really trying to get away from using those SMS messages because there's a big uptick in the number of attacks that are going after SIM, the little SIM cards that are in your phones. The adversary is really starting to do these SIM swapping attacks where they're convincing your carrier, whether it's Verizon or AT&T or whoever, to switch basically the brains of your phone over to their phone so that when that multi-factor token comes in, it's actually going to the adversary's phone versus your phone. Then they're logging in as you and causing lots of damage. So what do they want you to move to? They want you to move to an authenticator app. So if you're using something like Google Authenticator or Microsoft has an authenticator, so anything where it's application-based, that's what CISA is telling you to move towards because it's a lot harder for the adversary to hack into that application than it is to do a SIM card swap, which we just talked about. And so that's what CISA wants you to do. So just keep that in mind. Then they get into conducting end user education. So again, you know, you've heard me constantly say that I think the largest ROI on any security tool is investing in user education. And so, you know, CISA is just coming out, adding that to the list of saying, you know, there's an ongoing attack going on. It's originating through phishing emails. So educate your users, your employees on how to identify phishing emails. So we're in November, we're past the Security Awareness Month, but we're still talking about the same things that we talked about in October because security awareness really never ends. And, you know, these stories from Forbes and these alerts from CISA. They're going to continue to keep coming day after day, month after month. So let's just engage in good hygiene. Let's get the right controls in place. And, let's just, stay calm, keep our wits about us, but put good controls in place. So I just wanted to have a quick message for you just to bring that up in case any of you saw this Forbes article. Now you know what it's about. And again, just do what we've always been talking about. It's the same controls over and over again. So stay safe. It's getting rough out there. I'll see you next time. Thanks.